Hey guys, Jano0, how you doing? I hope all is well in YouTube land. Whatever part of the world that you are in. My part of the world, we are, I guess this will be like part two or something, or we're working up the Gar Skin now from the Gar that we caught, butchered, and ate in a previous video. So what we've got here now, we've got our skin, we've got our hide, and we're going to start preparing it to preserve. So first thing that I'm going to do is take my little handy dandy scraper here. Some would call it maybe a one-handed fleshing knife. It's just, to me, it's just a hide scraper. They're super cool. I got mine. Anytime it comes to skinning or making hides, I get all my stuff from Wallace Knife Works. Ricky Wallace makes good stuff, and he makes all my stuff. I'll leave a link because I know somebody's going to ask. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and start scraping off some of this extra flesh from around this skin here. We're just going to scrape it off just like that. Just like you would flesh any other hide or any other skin. And we're going to do that all the way around on the whole skin. Scrape off all this extra meat from the when we skinned it out. And this is what we're going to do. I don't know, you know what? These things, you may even take them out, put them on the fleshing beam and flesh them out like that, but I don't know. I don't know. That just have something that you guys have to experiment with if this is something that you're interested in doing. I'm just going to use it, my little scraper here. That way you can get it done pretty quick. You can see it's making pretty short work of it. So this is what we're going to be doing for the next couple of minutes here, is scraping all this off. And then we'll go to the next step. And keep in mind, by the way, I'm not an expert. All right, I'm not any kind of anything other than just a regular old dude. And this is how I'm doing this skin from this fish. So keep that in mind whenever you're watching this. So let me get all this scraped off as much as I can anyway. And we'll get back with you here directly. Okay guys, what I'm doing now is I'm removing this extra little fin that's back here on the back. And to do that, I'm using my 10 snips. As I mentioned in the first video when we were skinning, 10 snips do work very well on the Gar skin itself, because it's so nasty and thick and gnarly that these 10 snips is what you're going to want. Alright, so now we've got it scraped. We're going to give everything a hosing off and clean up our board here. We're going to hopefully beat the rain. I don't know if you guys can hear that thunder now. Alright. Looks like we'll scrape on it a little bit more to get some of the more of this stuff off of here. And it ain't got to be perfect, because in the drying process, as the stuff dries, it'll be a lot easier to remove as it's dry. I'm just trying to save a little bit of extra effort when it starts drying. And scraping this off. Alright, so we've got it scraped, we've got our board rinsed, we've got our skin rinsed. What we're going to do now is we are going to staple it right to this board and let it start drying. This fish skin, Gar, are really slimy, for lack of a better term, which means there's going to be a lot of oil in this skin. So it's going to take some drying, and I think rather than using traditional salt like we would do on a snake skin, I think I'm probably going to use borax on this. Reason being that borax will help eliminate some of that smell and kill some of that bacteria that causes the smell. Salt will kill it too, but salt I just don't think is going to be strong enough for this oily of a skin. And we're going to start going around the edge and stapling it to this board. You see how this skin's kind of got some ribs in it? See those lines that run? You're going to have to put your staples in between those ribs, otherwise you're not going to get your staple to go through. This stuff is gnarly, man. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but it is gnarly stuff. So we're just going to go around now and flatten it out and staple it down so that it can start the drying process. Oh, and then you always want to make sure right in the middle of a project that you run out of staples, because if you don't run out of staples, then you're doing it wrong. So anyway, we're going to get some more staples in the staple gun, finish stapling this skin down, and then all we're going to do is just set it up like this and let it start drying. And then tomorrow, when we come out, it's going to be a little bit dry, then we're going to start rubbing borax on it, and we'll go from there. So we will see you guys tomorrow after this is stapled and dried a little bit. Okay guys, it's been 2 days. I know it's going to be the next day, but I got busy. 2 days it's been stapled to the board here. The skin itself is already pretty dry, but you can feel just a little thin coat of oil on the inside here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some borax. You can find this at any of your big box stores, somewhere in the laundry detergent area. I'm going to get some borax on here. And the reason that I'm using borax other than salt is because I want to really kill any of the bacteria that is left on here that's causing, it's got a real big fish odor. There's fish smell to it, and I want to try to get rid of that. And this borax will, not only will it help dry it out and absorb any of those little leftover oils that's on there, but it is also going to kill that extra bacteria that's on there. And because I believe that the smell is being caused by the bacteria in the skin. So we're going to try to kill that bacteria off, and this borax should do the trick. I always keep borax around because it's good whenever we're working other types of furs or we're skinning other kinds of critters. You know, you can use it and it dries your hands. It keeps your hands real dry and nice to where you can keep it from making any mistakes on your skins. So it's a good thing to have around if you're going to decide that you want to work skins and work hides. Answer a couple of questions. They said, would this skin be easier to work had I scaled it first? These long-nosed gar, they don't have the scales. Those diamond shapes are just like little armor plates. They're not really a scale. You can't scale it like you would a bluegill or a crappie or something like that. So we're going to let this set out of the weather. We don't want it to get rained on or anything now that it's dry. So we're going to let it set out of the weather, let this borax do its job, and then we will come out tomorrow and clean off the borax, and we'll go from there. Pull it off the board and go from there. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, I am pulling the staples out. Remember how we had it stapled to this plank here, and for video's sake I already pulled most of the staples out already. Now this is just borax and it's a natural thing, so we're going to just dump it off. You can see that there wasn't a whole lot that the borax soaked up. It was still pretty dry just from drying on its own, but it does not have a very strong fishy smell anymore, which is what we wanted. Now this is in the rawhide stage, which is also what we wanted, and it is dried and preserved, and this is how we are going to send it to Ricky Wallace so he can make some knife scabbards with it. So if you want to see what he does, you're going to have to subscribe to his channel and watch his videos to see what he does with this skin. I will leave a link. I think it looks pretty neat. It's pretty durable stuff, man. It's going to be pretty cool to see what he does. So there you have it, guys. If you catch a big old gar and you want to preserve the skin, that's how I did mine. And just like a big thick snake skin. So hope that helps. You guys, thank you very much for watching. You all have a great rest of the day. God bless. In the end.
Buzz, the end.